They killed Mom. They set her up.
Keep knocking on the devil's door long enough, and sooner or later somebody gonna answer you.
Fair enough.
4 brothers. Answer the following question correctly, and you can win a Sony widescreen TV. In which city is the film 4 Brothers set? Details at skymovies.com.
3, 2, 1, down! Compose yourself! Compose yourself! Off you go! To the man! Get away!
Yeah, well, any minute now, actually. I should really, what's that? You're kidding. $14.99. Look, I really ought to. Tiscali broadband for just $14.99 a month. What? You get a free modem and free connection.
For unlimited broadband for just $14.99, call Tiscali now on 0800 107 9000.
It's a miracle. I know. Broadband for $14.99.
The sandwich, otherwise known as the butty.
The Spotty.
The saga.
And now new toasted deli sandwiches from McDonald's. Freshly toasted bread, tender roast beef and mature cheddar with juicy tomatoes and onions, topped with horseradish and mustard mayo. Freshly prepared, on the spot, not from the backs of cupboards. The new toasted deli sandwich range from McDonald's, because sandwiches are important.
Svetlana sucks lemons across from me, and I am progressing abominably, and I do not know my...
Here's a true story. Now, my mate has worked in New York for 10 years. Walks the same streets every day. Just puts his head out. But this day, the power cut day, everything was different.
And I find myself going the Embarcadero, and I find myself knowing...
You know, it's true what my mate said.
things that I knew.
Sometimes things need to switch off. For people to switch on.
That you can know on this side.
The future's bright.
I saw it this morning at 8, coming out of town.
I saw it too this morning at 8. Turned around and it was gone.
I saw it southwest from here at the lake. At 8, it disappeared in the fog.
Looks like there's more than one out there.
The new Seat Leon, for those who believe in driving.
Autoemoción.
You wanted to be footballers, give of your best and seize that moment.
The match starts October 2nd with celebrity trials on September 25th.
The Carling Cup on Sky Sports in association with Bet365.
Here's what we've got coming up for you on Sky Sports. Prem Plus offerings on Saturday from 12:30 at Birmingham against Liverpool, and then at tea time Bolton against Portsmouth, channel 437, or telephone that number. And then the Sunday match on Sky Sports 3 is Middlesbrough against Sunderland. It's the Carling Cup, it's 0-0 between Grimsby and Spurs, but here's the story of the night. It's at Wickham. They're playing Aston Villa. There are 61 places between them. And the first goal scorer, Nathan Tyson, his 11th goal of the season for Wickham, the country's leading scorer. Aston Villa, though, got back on terms when Steve Davis scored his second goal of the season, and that was indeed his third goal of his senior career. Things seem to be back on track. However, 2 more goals from Wickham have made it 3-1 at half-time. The first from Roger Johnson, his second goal of the season. And then Tommy Mooney, his third goal for Wycombe since joining from Oxford in June. So that's the standout scoreline at half-time. 3-1 to Wycombe against Aston Villa. Here are the rest of the scores. Barnet and Plymouth 1-1. Burnley 1-up against Barnsley. Cardiff 0, Macclesfield 1. Charlton 1-1 at half-time. Crystal Palace 0-0 with Coventry. Gillingham and Portsmouth 1-1. Leicester leading Blackpool by a goal to 0. Mansfield 0, Southampton 0. Norwich 1, Northampton 0. Reading 0-0 with Luton. Leeds are 2-0 up. Cresswell's got both those goals. Scunthorpe 0, Birmingham 1. Forcella's got that one. Sheffield Wednesday 0. West Ham 1. Zamora 2 minutes. Shrewsbury 0-0 with Sheffield United. Same scoreline as Sunderland against Cheltenham. Watford 1-1. West Brom 2-1. Wigan 0-0 with Bournemouth. Wycombe 3-1 against Aston Villa. And Yeovil 0-0 with Millwall. We're back at Blundell Park, where it's 0-0 between Grimsby Town, leaders of League 2, and the side who should be scoring by now, should they? Tottenham. Here's Brian Marwood and Alan Parry.
Half-time substitution for Grimsby. Martin Gritton, a Scot from Glasgow, has come on in place of Gary Jones, who's had to stay in the dressing room because of an ankle injury. That's a big blow, really. Nothing against Gritton, but obviously Jones and Reddy was a powerful combination up front for Grimsby in that first 45 minutes, and they're going to miss Jones, Brian.
Yeah, it is a big blow because the combination of those two were really causing Spurs problems. And, it's a challenge now for Gritton to go and get into this game very quickly, give the type of performance that Gary Jones gave in the first 45 minutes.
Milton Hall with his first job of the afternoon, or the evening rather, in the second half, as King clears his lines. Certainly feels like evening now here. When you climb to our commentary position across the roof of the stand here, you can see the ships in the Humber estuary making their way out to the North Sea, and we've got a real sea mist drifting in this evening.
I'd be bitterly disappointed, wouldn't he? He really would have wanted to play a full part in this game. He's done well, led the line, everything that his manager would have wanted, plus.
They're straight back on the attack here, Grimsby. Gary Croft on to Reddy, gets it back again. Wasn't the worst ball because Cohen had come in from the right wing. It's come out to Kalala. Here's Reddy, and saw the gap and went for it, and quite rightly, there's a free kick.
Well, he's been a threat all evening, hasn't he, Michael Reddy? And between Salteri and Jermaine Genius, that's really where you want to be if you're an attacking player, in behind defenders, getting towards the byline. But again, it's a set piece, and it's an important set piece, and the delivery's got to be right.
It wasn't on this occasion from Parkinson. Here's Bolland. Croft takes his time, but he too fails to find the right ball. It's a very good throw out by Robinson. Lee. Cohen worked well to stop him getting any further down on that touchline.
Done well, hasn't he, Cohen? This Lee does like to get forward. Join Andy Reid down that side.
He's only 21, Gary Cohen, and he played under Russell Slade in the conference at Scarborough.
I just wonder whether they might be tempted to, if they can get him 1v1 against Lee at the far post. He certainly got that height advantage. They can aim 1 or 2 diagonal balls towards the Spurs left back.
Altieri. Genus. He's run that over the touchline.
Just wonder whether Martin Yole's just tempted to play him inside one, because at the moment he's really struggling. An option of Aaron Lennon on the bench.
Reddy up against Naber. The foul has been given.
Just a little bit too eager, wasn't he, Michael Reddy? It was a difficult one for Naber to deal with in the first place. There was no real need to push him.
Reed. Back to Ledley King. Lee sees the opportunity to slide it into Reed. On for Brown. Good covering by Jones, and he dealt with the problem. Reed. Well, there's promise in that combination down Tottenham's left, but it's unfulfilled promise as yet.
It's made it slightly easier for Grimsby to defend against situations like that, because they haven't had any joy in wide areas, Spurs, and because of that, their players got even more narrow. We've really seen an awful lot of Michael Carrick as well, so Kalala's done a good job in midfield, putting him under pressure.
Brown. Good ball for Keane. Defoe has peeled away to the left and lost his marker for the moment. Staltieri. Parkinson stuck at it well. Wouldn't allow him to make the cross. Here's Genus. Infield to Carrick. Took his eye off the ball. Reddy's challenge, but Carrick was strong. Lee on to Reed. This is better football by the Premiership team. What does Reed do now? He goes for goal, but got his angles all wrong.
Staltieri would have been a better option. He's just acknowledging that Andy Reid, because the right back made a terrific overlapping run. And this is better quality. Good pace, good movement. Always difficult to defend against. But what we didn't see there was Staltieri on this right-hand side. A lot of space to get into.
And he suddenly got in. It should have been 1-0.
Well, he looked as if he'd done everything right, didn't he? The initial little flick past Naybet. And then when you're looking for some composure, he certainly steadied himself at the moment where he knows what he wants to do, and that's just lob the ball over Paul Robinson. He's almost wheeling away, celebrating before he's made the final contact. And that's where he's going. He's heading towards the fans, but he forgot the important part, and that was to finish it off.
What a chance for Grimsby to take the lead. Cohen. Here's Kalala. Grimsby leading on goal attempts. Parkinson. That's really lifted the home crowd here. Not a bad ball either. Well, the offside flag was raised in the end.
Well, certainly followed where they left off on the Grimsby Town in that first half. Worked so well. Had a really good period, 15 minutes before the break, and now they've come out. Was he offside? That is very, very close. But academic, really, because they've gone on the end of it. He's got a feeling now that there might just be something in this for his team, Russell Slate.
I don't know if they heard the half-time scores, but they will have taken inspiration from the news from the Causeway Stadium, where Wickham, who are 5 places below Grimsby in League 2, are beating Aston Villa. Here's Carrick. On to King. Reed and Lee again in close attendance down the left. Here's Defoe. Reed. King trying to open it up. Carrick. Genus. Now Staltieri. This is where Grimsby can get stretched. Useful cross as well, but very decisive defending by Whittle. And Reddy's on the chase again here. He gives up on nothing. He scored a remarkable goal here at the weekend, running from midway inside his own half. Jones has won it. They've just upped the ante a little bit here, Grimsby, and they're beginning to believe themselves that they can win this.
Spurs are the ones with problems at the moment. Yole will be looking on anxiously. I'm sure between him and Chris Hugh, may be thinking of making changes, because they're certainly not firing on all cylinders, and they're more than aware now that Grimsby fancy their chances of getting a result here.
And the loss of Gary Jones doesn't seem to have affected them too badly at the moment. Whittle, the captain. Terrific atmosphere now around this famous old stadium. They were founder members of the league, Grimsby. Their history goes back a long, long way. And that stand on the far side, by the way, is the oldest of its kind anywhere in British football. It dates back to the 1890s, would you believe? Daltieri onto Genus. Naybet. Oh, that's clever from Jermaine Genus. Good play. Liam Turi. Keane comes short to receive. Now Carrick. Good ball for the Defoe. And on it goes again to Keane. Took a deflection. Away by Whittle. And then by Bolland. Now Tottenham beginning to impose themselves. Brown. Just the wrong side of Keane. Parkinson took a risk.
Did well on Michael Brown, just closing down Andy Parkinson. That's Robbie Keane. A sniff of a chance here. This is good possession play, but very nearly an end product, and that's really where Spurs have fallen down. Good defending from Gary Croft, stood firm. So he's worked hard tonight. See that he's desperate to make himself a permanent fixture in this Spurs side, but he knows he's got a battle on his hands. Clearly Martin Jol doesn't want to play both him and Defoe up top together. Too many occasions. It's through necessity that he's had to pair them tonight, but maybe thinks that they're very similar.
Official attendance tonight just over 8,200. That's officially capacity these days. Bolland doing well to nip in and win it back. There's Parkinson. Might have been a free kick if the referee hadn't elected to play on. Croft. Parkinson, who's looked dangerous all night. Kalala. That's a useful ball for Bolland. And that's a corner, is it? The referee has a look at his linesman and goes and points for a goal kick.
He's been terrific tonight, Paul Bolland. You know, the heartbeat of that midfield, him and Kalala have worked tirelessly in there. They've had to. Sometimes Spurs have had a lot of possession without really being threatening.
Easy for Whittle, but he's headed it straight to Genus. Staltieri. Brown. On to King. Carrick, that's a lovely ball. Jermaine Defoe!
I think they're not going for you. In situations like that, you really expect Jermaine Defoe to take full advantage. This is better play because it had something at the final third. It's a great ball from Michael Carrick. He looked as if he'd steadied himself, Jermaine Defoe. Everything was right up till the finish. Now, that's a lack of confidence in front of goal because he really has snatched at that. It's a big let-off, big let-off.
Robinson looking for Reed out on the left-hand side and found him with a quite splendid clearance. Reed's cross, dangerous. Jones dealt with it, but here Defoe again, and Jones dealt with that as well. Brown bundles his way through the crowd of players.
Great determination from Jones there. 2 or 3 occasions. I just think that Aaron Lennon might have just got the shout here. They really have lacked a bit of quality in wide areas. Really seen enough of Andy Reid on that left-hand side. Not quite done enough against McDermott, the right back, and certainly Gary Croft hasn't really been exposed that much down the Grimsby left, and I think that Spurs need to get a bit more width in their play.
Staltieri lucky to have a second attempt. Brown. Reed. Here's Lee. Whittle with the clearance. Spurs will keep the pressure on. Reed's there again. Defoe with a little flick. Clever play for Grit. Haven't seen too much of him since he came on. Staltieri. Brown. Foul by Bolland.
Just up the pace of the Spurs. They're looking a lot more threatening now. And Martin might just maybe think again about that substitution, but Defoe just desperate, isn't he, to be involved in the game. You know, there's a couple of big chances that have come his way here tonight, and he hasn't converted them.
Well, all it takes is one moment of Premiership quality, and the tide could turn in Tottenham's favour.
He certainly had one-sighted, didn't he, in the first half? Jermaine Genius put it wide from the free kick. As if he's keen to try his luck again.
Referee taking an age to get the wall correctly positioned. It's set up for Reed.
It's a clever little opening, but I think it's probably the last action that Andy Reid is going to see here tonight. Everybody expected Jermaine Genius to just come and strike that and have a little ball to the side of Reid by Carrick, set him up for the shot. Yeah, and you've got to work the goalkeeper.
And the former Nottingham Forest man looks anxiously to the touchline to see whose number is going to be held up to allow Aaron Lennon to come on. Now like written on King meantime, and that might allow Spurs to make their change. And it is indeed Reed's number 19 that's held aloft. So the former Nottingham Forest player makes way for Lennon. His third appearance since his move from Leeds. He was dropped down to the bench against Aston Villa on the weekend.
Just to see what sort of shape Spurs go with. Lennon's coming in over to his right-hand side. Genius has gone in one. So Michael Brown might just be asked to try and do a job. On the left alongside Lee.
Away by Jones again. Going well on the ball a little on this occasion. Bolland. Ready. He's had an excellent game.
It's been superb, you know, everything that he's done with a lot of quality. I said at the top, there's a lot of high hopes for this youngster. He came over from Ireland, went to Sunderland, didn't really fulfil early expectations. And just begin to realise the ability that he has got.
Now Cohen. He's peeled away. It's come to Gritton. Good turn by him. Worst effort either. Whittle was decisive. Gritton can only help it on, really.
That hour mark now, and you'd expect Grimsby players to start feeling the effects of the amount of possession that Spurs have had. They've done chasing it around in every area of the field, so it's understandable that they might just get a little bit ragged.
Problem for Michael Carrick here.
Certainly a big player for Spurs at the moment, isn't he, Michael Carrick? He's the playmaker. And maybe just gone over on his ankle there. Just tweaked the ligaments. You can see there his foot, left foot goes away from him. Be a worry, they won't want to take any risks with him. He's only got Sean Davis on the bench who can do that type of job in midfield.
And they do have a lot of midfield players. Clive Allen, one of the coaches, was telling us before the match that it runs into double figures, the number of
14.
Genuine first-team midfielders.
14 he was talking. Maybe Martin Yole's going to come up with a new formation. Everybody's talked about 4-5-1. 5 in the midfield, maybe they're thinking a few more, but they have an incredible amount.
Martin Yole, by the way, reached the semi-finals of this competition as a player in his days in English football with West Bromwich Albion. Ironically, they played Tottenham, lost, and he got sent off. And Carrick is led off. Still looking in pain, but I think ready to come back on.
He doesn't look comfortable, does he?
Facing the wrong way. Carrick's been way back on. Still running a little groggily. Here's Brown. It's an ambitious ball, but Lennon controlled beautifully and goes for the return. Against Croft, testing him with his pace and trickery. Jones to the rescue again for Grimsby.
This young boy got real potential. Sort of followed his progress from the age of 14. And high hopes for him at Leeds United. Fans certainly didn't see him fulfil his promise there because the bid was good enough for Leeds to let him go. But, he could be a big player. He could be a big part of Spurs' future.
I think maybe Carrick is now indicating to the bench that he's struggling. He's got to stay on for the corner, though. Played back in by Lennon. Touched away by Whittle. That'll be another corner.
We're going to see much more of Michael Carrick. Certainly not worth taking the risk. It's just short of a week to get himself fit for the next league game.
Bradley King starts to make his run from the penalty spot for this corner, but he's got to delay it and spin out it again. And it all came to nothing.
A big disappointment, you know, to Russell Slade. Well, Robbie King's got almost a free header. What was really rifled in, wasn't it, by Jermaine Genius? You can see their concentration. They shouldn't really be allowing Spurs a free header, not with the height advantage that they have in their ranks, Grimsby.
Carrick can play no further part than a tie. On in his place, Sean Davis, who's been out with a knee problem. This is his first appearance of the season in the first team. He played a reserve match last week. Missed 5 months of last season with that knee problem. Under 25 minutes to go, and Grimsby can be proud of their performance so far. They've stood toe-to-toe the Premiership side, and they have certainly matched them.
So give them a lot of confidence, really, or it should do, for the next month or so with their league performances. Got a big game against one of their local rivals, Boston United, at the weekend.
He felt he'd had a little nudge there from Naybet and complains to the referee.
I think if Gritton had taken more of a gamble, you know, he might have got a little bit of joy as that ball went over Reddy's head.
Bolland hustled out of it this time by Genius. Brown, Lennon. Keane takes over. Saltieri. Oh, wonderful, wonderful play by Lennon. Down shot, deflected away, and it took a double deflection. It's a goal kick.
Yeah, he's already made a big difference, hasn't he, Aaron Lennon? He's just apologising. Maybe the ball into the box could have been better, but what a little audacious flick, wasn't it, past Croft? These are the areas where I think Spurs have been lacking for the majority of this game. And I think with his quality, his pace down the right-hand side, I'm not sure whether Gary Croft will be able to contain this youngster.
He was only 16 when he made his first ever start for Leeds United in this competition a couple of years ago. Let's flick on here. Brave challenge by Bolland, who gets the free kick. He's been outstanding too for Grimsby.
He has, and this is where really Grimsby need to take full advantage. I just think an open play is going to be really hard for them between now and the end of the game. So when set pieces do come along, the likes of Rob Jones, Justin Whittle, we've seen already in a real presence, and then whether they can pick up the little bits and pieces. Are they bright? Are they alert? Can they take advantage?
Rob Jones and Michael Reddy side by side. Martin Gritton in between them. Jones climbed away by Lennon. Oh, that's brilliant skill by Keane. Davis with his first touch finds Defoe. Well, the crowd enjoyed that because it looked for a moment as though Jermaine Defoe was threatening, but Lara had other ideas. Croft. Ready. Throw-in's gone Tottenham's way, I believe. Yep. Here's King. Brown with the angle ball forward. Foe, nice touch, but Jones, who's been immense at the back, read it again.
Two centre-halves have been outstanding. Man, you could go through the Grimsby side and pick every one of them out as being heroes. So they might be uncompromising, no-nonsense defenders.
Davis for Tottenham. Grimsby will be cursing the fact that you can't get replays or second leg ties in this competition anymore, because they have been better away from home this season. In fact, they've just broken a club record by winning their 6th consecutive away game in the league. The record had stretched back over 50 years when Bill Shankly was the manager here. So apart from the revenue that a trip to White Hart Lane would have brought, they would have been confident anyway. Here's Davis. Staltieri. Genus. Got away from Reddy with that little change of pace. And finds Lee. Whittle, the head clearance. Gala. It's a good ball for Reddy. Just tiring his first touch was untidy.
He's put a lot of effort in, hasn't he, Michael Reddy, and things are just bouncing off him at the moment. And that's where Grimsby need things to stick, and they can play from there. And just give them a little bit of respite defensively.
I remind you that if the scores are level after 90 minutes, we will have extra time, and if necessary, a penalty shootout. Cohen. And Kalala got in a moment's confusion there. Genus goes down and gets the free kick.
It was a little bit unfortunate, wasn't it, Cohen, there? He initially gave the ball away. Genus worked very, very hard to win it from him, and then it looks as if he's done enough to win it back. Genus went to ground, the referee. Free kick to Spurs, and it's very difficult when you're playing balls into the box and you know you've really got the likes of Navet and King.
Touched away by Jones. Back into the danger area, my word, straight across that 6-yard box. Any kind of touch would surely have taken it in.
You're just hoping somebody takes a gamble in situations like this. A fabulous ball from Jermaine Defoe. He works so hard just to create the opening for himself, and once that flashes right across the face of the goal. Unfortunately for Grimsby, he's got a Spurs player to take advantage of it.
Could have easily called an own goal, even that. Spurs now beginning to turn the screw a little. Away by McDermott. They can't get out of their own half at the moment, Grimsby, and when they do like that, there's no one to collect.
Yeah, just need a little bit of fresh in their ranks, don't they? I think Russell Slade will be looking at this and knowing that he's side at towering rapidly.
Brown's given it away, however. Cohen's clearance. That's coming out for a Tottenham throw.
Well, your concentration levels drop when you do get tired, and that's when you get a little bit ragged. He'll be hoping that Spurs don't exploit that within his team at the moment. But you know, if you're going to introduce a couple of players, then it's what position? You know, the back four have done extremely well. I think Cohen's worked very hard on that right-hand side. Maybe Parkinson might just be feeling the effects. Kalala's been excellent, Bolland's been excellent, and certainly up front they need something that's going to give them a little bit of a lift.
Davis on to Lee. Holland made the challenge, but this time Lee gets round him. This is Lennon. He's looked very lively since he come on. That's a good ball too for Jermaine Genius. Jones did brilliantly, and the shot from Stalteri was well blocked by Croft.
That was an important block, wasn't it? But once again, Lennon the instigator. And I have to say, because Lennon come on that right-hand side, it's allowed Genius a lot more freedom to make those breaks from midfield. He certainly looks as if he's enjoying the game a lot more.
Having a word with Bolland, I think, about one or two challenges. No yellow card has been produced as yet. Good ball back to Genius. All the guns still up there for Tottenham. Grimsby slammed that door closed again.
Defending's getting a little bit more desperate at the moment, though, and that'll be the worry for them, the manager.
Anyone who thought it would be a walkover for the Premiership side has been very much mistaken so far, as Davis looks for but fails to find King. There's Jones who won the header yet again. That's a great ball back in. Defoe was onside as well, and he acknowledges the quality of the pass.
Just need to look at the clock now. These Grimsby players and know that there's only 50 minutes left of normal time. That will give them a little bit of a lift. They really have done extremely well in every department of their team.
Davis turning it long. Defoe will keep chasing with Jones. A little bit lucky there, but Jones finds Parkinson. Lennon wasn't going to let him have his own way, nor was Genius. I'll tell you what, Jones gives up on nothing, does he?
He's having one of those nights, isn't he? And he deserves the applause that he's ringing around the ground at the moment. He really has been outstanding. He's just playing off memory at the moment. I think he's incredibly tired.
He's played every game so far for Grimsby since they signed him from Stockport County. Still a relatively inexperienced player as well in the game. Not that many first-team appearances under his belt, but he's going to be proud of his display tonight. There's King. King wanted it back. He had other ideas. Tottenham get a throw. Naybet. And Spurs are camped in the Grimsby half now. But look who it is, winning the ball back. Kalala. And again, done well this time. Reddy wanted it played early.
It was a wrong option. Parkinson had a lot of space to the left of him. You can see that Reddy is struggling now. So much into his game here this evening.
Davis. Oh, two players running into each other there, Gritton and Kalala. And Brown is the man who profits for Tottenham. Defoe's up there too. And the whistle goes in Grimsby's favour.
I think that's a good decision. Carla needs to just be a little bit careful now. It talks when you get tired. Sometimes it's quite difficult, isn't it, just to concentrate. And he just needs to keep things simple. He's put a lot of energy and determination into his performance. Made it very difficult for the likes of Carrick and Brown, Genius.
He's actually an international, Jean-Paul Kalala, for Congo, and he played for them in last year's African Nations Cup. Surely a push in the back there of Cohen. Linesman spotted it. Lee protests. Free kick though.
The sense as well that these Grimsby fans believe that their side might just get something from a set piece. Talked about it all evening, about how important these situations are.
Well, Jones has been an absolute hero defensively. Can he turn into a goal-scoring hero at the other end? It's all about deliveries. You said more than once tonight, Brian.
Yeah, it is. That's a waste, really. We talked about Kalala getting a wee bit tired, and that's reflected really in the delivery from the set piece. It's such a waste when you've got sort of prowess of Jones and Whittle getting forward in those situations. You really need to take full advantage of them.
And now a chance at the other end. As Lee makes ground. Lennon was coming in. Cleared by Croft. There's Staltieri. Keane's layoff. Brown with the shot. Good block. Whittle this time. Crowd warning him the challenge was about to happen from Genius, but he didn't need that warning. He's getting really tired.
He's taking a lot of mistakes, but a degree of sympathy for him in there because he didn't have too many options on Kalala when he got that ball in midfield.
So he helped it on more quickly this time. It's not a bad ball as it happens. He had to hold it up. There was no support available. Holland, Cohen, back to McDermott, and all the way back to the goalkeeper. Under 10 minutes to go at Blundell Park. We have to have a winner from this tie tonight. In the next round of the competition, the 7 clubs involved in European competition enter the draw. Genius, Lennon. Kalala has it back. Good control by Grit. Here goes Reddy, up against Naybet. Plenty of other defenders covering though. Naybet didn't need the help.
That's good experience defending, but you can see there with the body language of Mike already. He's absolutely shattered at the moment. He really was looking threatening for the best part of an hour in this game. Now they've lost that a little bit from him. Oh,
even Reddy didn't have the energy to chase that, but Parkinson has. Parkinson's done remarkably well, considering at 2 o'clock this afternoon they still didn't know whether he was going to be fit enough to play. All these Grimsby players can be pleased with their performance, but there's no good getting accolades and pats on the back if you lose, and I'm sure that's how they'll be viewing these closing stages. I wonder if he's finally run out of steam. No, the ball is going off. There's Cohen ready to stay up there. A big pat on the back for Cohen's excellent performance from his manager. And on in his place is Terry Barwick, who made his first start of the season at the weekend, as Brown wins it back from Parkinson. Staltieri. The throw on to Lennon. 2 on the far post here. Genius and Keane. Chase hard just to keep that in, Robbie Keane. Lee. Brown. Here's Naybet. Well played, Bolland. Britton. try and get the new man, Barwick, on the ball. McDermott angles it forward for Reddy. Excellent defending from King, but it is a Grimsby throw.
I'll be delighted with that one. They just take the game now to Spurs if you can. What have you got in the tank as far as energy goes? A lot of these players will just be running off adrenaline at the moment.
Whittle. Oh, how about that? He'll tell his grandchildren about that moment, won't he? There's Barwick. McDermott. It's good link-up play. Gritton. Barwick's there again. So too is McDermott. Good football. And he keeps going. What a story that could have been. Parkinson's onto it and flash. Well, the man playing his 700th game at the age of 36 still had the energy to get forward in that Grimsby attack. But talk about energy. The 18-year-old shows a wonderful turn of speed, but then not across to match it. Now Davis. There's Lee. Michael Brown. On to Staltieri. I don't even need to tell you who won the header. He's won just about every one so far, Jones. Lee. The foul has been given against Barwick. Into the last 5 minutes at Blundell Park. Grimsby must concentrate hard now to avoid throwing away the endeavours of a great night's work by them. A wasteful free kick.
You certainly expect better, don't you? The quality that main genius possesses. I'm sure Russell Slade, hopefully they'll get to full-time whistle and just go around each and every one of them and tell them what big heroes they already are, but bigger heroes they could become. If they can beat this Tottenham Hotspur side, and the quality that Spurs have out there tonight on the pitch, his side being more than a match.
Here's Keane for Tottenham. A gift for Grimsby. What can they make of it? Not a lot. Well, already hasn't given up on it yet and forced Robinson into the clearance, which lands on the roof just above us. Don't forget, tomorrow night from this competition, another live tie. Doncaster Rovers against Manchester City. Sky Sports 2. We start at 7.
The Grimsby fans have turned up the noise levels. I think they're going to need to do that now because their team need a big lift. Fans can really play their part.
Croft finds Reddy from the throw-in. On to Parkinson. Davis got a foot in. And Jones wins it back off Davis very impressively. There's Parkinson. Quite happy for that to go for a corner. Is this to be Grimsby's big moment? All hands on deck for Tottenham.
You really need to get a feeling if Grimsby do score, they're probably through the head of Rob Jones. He's been absolutely magnificent for the home side tonight.
Whittle's up there with him. Ready inside the 6-yard box as well. Oh, it's gone in! Unbelievable! Carrera! A hefty deflection on the way, but do they care? They certainly don't. One of the greatest moments in Grimsby's recent history. They might well have beaten Tottenham Hotspur.
What a strike, sir. What a strike. I'll tell you what, the technique and the concentration that went into that strike was absolutely top draw. There's a slight deflection from Michael Brown, but I still think that would have hit the back of the net. Such was the pace and the power. It's past Paul Robinson before he can react. And what a great moment. for the manager, for the fans, for the players. But what a big moment they're going to have now, and just holding out for these last few minutes.
An incredible story unfolding here beside the Humber Estuary, where Grimsby Town of League Two are now beating Premiership Tottenham Hotspur by 1-0 with only a couple of minutes remaining plus stoppage time. And Grimsby have a free kick.
Tell you where that came about, Alan, was when Rob Jones won a challenge from a Spurs player that resulted in the corner kick. And it's ironic, actually, we talked about what a threat Grimsby could be from set pieces, but it was almost the second phase because they'd won a header at the near post. Spurs thought they'd cleared the lines, but they didn't reckon on the strike from Kalala on the edge of the box.
There it is, in lights. And Reddy has got in behind the Spurs back four again. It was a terrific strike by Kalala. Jean-Paul Kamudimba Kalala. He moved here from Nice. I'm not suggesting for one moment that the Humber Estuary is any less attractive than the French Riviera, but it has to be one of the unlikeliest moves of the summer season. You might not be able to spell his name, but you'll remember it after tonight. Spurs certainly will. Reddy's offside.
They've got something to hang on to now. You know, it's been 1-0 ahead, and through a wonderful volley from that man on the edge of the box. We had a brief chat with him before the game, didn't we? He seemed a nice kid, really enjoyed his time with Grimsby. Well, and certainly with the hero of Grimsby.
It's not over yet, though. Keane swivels. There's another hero, Steve Mildenhall.
Just couldn't get enough power on the strike, could he, Robbie Keane? It was a half chance, comfortable save for the goalkeeper in the end.
3 minutes of stoppage time being played here at Blundell Park as Reddy tries to make it certain for Grimsby. He might have had a little push there. Robinson launches it long, a hint of desperation about Tottenham's tactics now. Whittle's back header straight to his own goalkeeper. They're counting the seconds here in this remote football outpost that hasn't seen too many nights like this in recent years. Remember, it was 5 seasons ago when Grimsby went to play Liverpool at Anfield and beat them 2-1 after extra time. A strong Liverpool side as well. They beat Leicester and Sheffield Wednesday when they were both Premiership clubs. And here could be another result that will go into folklore.
I have to say, Alan, it's been fully deserved. They've worked hard, a good shape to their side. Every department have carried out the instructions of their manager. Spurs have had a couple of opportunities, but they haven't really troubled Mildenhall on that many occasions. But can they hang on?
Robinson launched the free kick deep as he can find. King got it up, Jones headed it away. Jones is there again. A wild effort then. Takes the ball well wide of the Grimsby goal. And a disappointed Jermaine Jenas has almost accepted defeat now. And looking at the body language of those Tottenham players, he's not alone in that.
You can see it from the strike from Jermaine Jenas. Well, big upsets don't come along that often, do they, at Blundell Park? And they're on the verge of one.
In the basement division of English football, you don't get many moments like this. But they haven't clinched victory yet. Tottenham are throwing everyone forward. Under a minute to go as Brown swings it in. Jones is there, and so is the final whistle. Grimsby have beaten Spurs. Unbelievable, I have to say, thoroughly deserved. Thousands of fans pouring onto the pitch, and there's the main man, Jean-Paul Kamudimba Kalala from the Congo, via Nice to the Humber Estuary to stardom overnight. Kalala has KO'd Tottenham. And this modest young man, whose biggest disappointment of the night was that Noé Paramo, the Tottenham defender who he used to play with at Nice, wasn't in the squad because he was injured. Now has a very good reason to celebrate, if he can make his way back to the dressing rooms, that is. Well, for clubs like this, who received a cheque for £5,000 from their supporters trust before the kick-off, money is everything. But tonight is not about money. They've beaten Tottenham. They could draw another big club in the next round. But this is about glory, not about cash. Wonderful scenes here. And even those big tankers out in the estuary will be rocking to the sounds from this historic old ground. And if one man deserves to be hoisted aloft, it's him.
It was terrific, wasn't it? I don't know whether he's standing up or he's actually on somebody's shoulders. He's that big, but he was really a magnificent presence. I have to say, I think at the time Spurs played into the hands of the two centre-backs because they just launched balls in there. And Whittle and Rob Jones were absolutely magnificent. But they deserve everything that's come their way tonight, those Grimsby players. Not many want to leave the pitch because it's moments like this that you treasure, you value, you hang on to as long as you possibly can. And I'll tell you what, those fans will take some shifting.
And isn't it amazing, you know, Russell Slade, when he was a rookie manager, he'd only been in the job for a few months, was in charge of a Notts County team who beat Spurs 3-0 in this competition. That was over 10 years ago. Let's just have a listen to that joyous dressing room.
Tonight, are you? That'll be some party, Grimsby.
I think it'll be more than fish and chips on the menu tonight. You cannot begrudge Grimsby their moment of glory. They played exceptionally well here tonight. And even in the second half, when Tottenham were pouring forward in their droves, they never really looked in serious trouble. And then they got that golden goal. Grimsby Town 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
Thanks, Alan. That is what cup football is all about. What a result for Grimsby Town.